Hello everyone, this video will make a no-sew amigurumi crochet wheel. No sew because we are not going to sew any part at all, and everything will be done using a single hook. Okay, so to get started, these are a few things that you will need. Make sure that you have your crochet hook. This is 3.5 millimeters. A stitch marker. This is really important, right? So that you will be able to keep track of your stitches. A little yarn needle, which you will need at the end, when you close out your project. And this will be the little sharp scissors, that you will also need, in order to cut your yarn seamlessly. Now, for the yarn, you will need two colors. This will be a color of your choice, as well as either white or a lighter shade of your main color. Alright, so that you can actually change the color and change the color of the body. So you get something like that. Alright. Okay, so to actually stuff this wheel, you'll be using a stuffing over here, which will be issued to you. Alright, so let's get started. So first of all, let's see how to actually hold your yarn and your hook. Okay, so to get started, you will need to hold your yarn and your hook. Right, so we take your yarn, and in each ball of yarn, you should be able to find one end, where the yarn comes out easily like this. Alright, so that you don't make a big mess and then your ball don't start rolling around the table. Alright, so with your dominant hand, let's say if you're a right-hander, right, you should be holding your hook with your right hand. Okay, you can hold it in a few ways. Some people like to hold it like a pencil, like this, while they do the crocheting, and some people like to hold it like a knife, something like this. Right, we hold whichever way that is more comfortable for you, right, because that will be easier for you to do your work. Okay, so holding your hook in your dominant hand, alright, the other hand, we will be holding your yarn. Alright, so normally when we hold the yarn, the first thing that you need to do, right, is to actually make the first round like this, which is what they call a magic circle. Right, so to make a magic circle, let's start straight away. Right, so what you can do, is to place your hand, right, your left hand, and the other hand that you want to hold your yarn, you can hold it like a gun method first. Alright, and what you do, is to take your yarn and go over your finger, 3 times. Alright, let me show that again. So you go over your finger, your index finger 3 times. For the rest of the yarn that you have it here in excess, over here you need a pretty long line here. Use the rest of your hand and hold it down. So really like a little gun, right? Pew, pew, pew. Very easy, right? So once you hold your yarn like this, take your hook, alright, take your hook, with the head of your hook, go through, go through all loops of your yarn, hook it up and go through everything. Alright, hold it here, alright, and then use your hook again, go towards this side, and what you do is to pull through the loop here, like this. So why we want to do this is because later, as you can see, the hole here is pretty big. So after you have inserted the first round, which are the first 6 stitches, we will actually start to close this magic circle. Alright, this can actually be adjusted and closed. So that is the magic ring. Right, so please, if you need to replay, alright, just pause and replay this part. So now with the magic ring, the next step, is to try to make the first round. Alright, the first round. So how to hold the rest of the yarn the whole way, is that you take a palm, take a palm, go around the little finger, right, go around your little finger, and you do something like this, okay, and go through your index finger. Okay, so let me show you again. So take your yarn, alright, take your yarn, hold out your palm, okay, go through your index, go around your index finger, go around your little finger, okay, go around it, and then with your palm facing you, now you turn your palm, okay, so that your palm is now facing the table, okay, and then go between your index and your middle finger, and then you twist it back up. Okay, so what to do now, right, is to use your thumb and your middle finger, you close in on this part. Alright, you close it on this part. Okay, so your thumb and your middle finger, we will be using this to support the project. Okay, and your index finger here is actually to loosen or to tighten the yarn, okay, as you need to, alright, before you put each stitch in. Okay, so let me show you one more time. Right, so usually we will go around, okay, and twist it, and this will be how we hold the project. Okay, use this as a support. Your index finger is now your support. Okay, likewise, okay, your index finger in your right hand, okay, this will be how we will usually hold the hook. Okay, this is how I hold the hook. So I will use this, okay, so that my stitches doesn't run. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so with the magic ring, okay, now we're gonna do our first round, okay, which is 6 single crochet. Okay, single crochet, right, means that you will use your hook. Okay, use your hook, go through the circle. Alright, you go through the circle. Okay, you take your yarn this side, your left index finger here. Okay, you go over the hook. Alright, this is what they call yarn over. So you go into the loop, go through, pull it out this way. Once you pull it out this way, okay, you'll be able to see there are 2 loops on your hook. Alright, 2 loops on your hook, okay, and then you yarn over again, yarn over, and then you pull through both loops. Okay, and this is your first single crochet. So we do 6 of these. Alright, go through the loop in your magic circle, yarn over, you pull through. Alright, and then you yarn over again, and then you pull through. This is your second single crochet. Okay, can you see here? First, second. Alright, first single crochet, second single crochet. Okay, so a total of 6. This is my third one. Okay, this is my fourth one. Alright, this is my fifth one. Okay, fifth, and this will be the 6th single crochet. Okay, so let's count. So how to count your single crochet? Okay, you will see that there is actually this little V thing. It looks like a V, right? Okay, so how to count? Alright, so counting back from your hook, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then the 6th one, okay, which is the little one that was made the first time. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochets. Okay. Alright, so with the 6 single crochet, alright, what you need to do now is to try to tighten this loop, right? Because as you saw from the first one, okay, it is actually a very small circle. Okay, so how to do it? Right, now you can let go of your hook and your yarn. Okay, and what to do, right, is to try to bring this out a bit more, okay, so that it's easier for us to find our yarn later. Okay, so with your project, you just did this. Okay, turn it slightly around, okay, and then use your dominant hand, okay, to try to close this loop. Alright, so how to close this loop? Okay, once you pull this slightly, okay, you will find that there is one part of the loop that starts to close. Alright, pull this slightly, don't pull so fast yet. Alright, pull this slightly, find the one that is moving. Okay, and this is the one that is moving, right, the one facing me. So I'll go to this and pull it and close. Okay, I'll be able to pull this and close the magic circle. So you can see there is not so much gap anymore. Alright, it is starting to close. Okay, pull it until you see a very small gap or no gap at all. right? But don't pull it so tight, okay, otherwise it's very difficult to find your stitch later. So once you pull it, okay, so go back to your tail end over here, and now you can tighten the whole thing. Okay, ta-da, tighten the whole thing. Okay, so that is a magic circle, alright, and you've just made your first round. Okay, as you can see, your first round, this one, okay, this is your first round. Alright, once you've done the first round, okay, now we need to go to our second round. Okay, so take your hook again. Okay, remember this long bead that we did earlier. Alright, so go into this loop again, and then try to tighten it so that it's easier to work on your next round. Okay, tighten it a little bit. Okay, come back to where we started and where we ended our first round. Okay, so now we're going to make the second round. Okay, so as you can see, right, to double check, you should have 6 single crochets in the first round. So again, to double check, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, and this will be the 6th one. Okay, the 6th single crochet. Okay, so now you need to go into this single crochet, this single loop here. Alright, so what to do, okay, again, is to hold your yarn. Once again, that will give you better control. Right, using your thumb and your middle finger of your left hand, hold, okay, hold your project. Okay, hold it, okay, such that you can see the loop, this crochet, this single crochet hook that you need to go into. Okay, so once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the one that we need to go into. Okay, so hold your project with this, okay, in mind. Okay, use your hook, go in. Okay, go in through both loops. Okay, so depending on how tight you have actually pulled your first row just now, your first round, okay, you may need to give it a little squeeze, right, in order for your hook to go through. Okay, so yeah, over here your hook should be able to go through both loops. Okay, the V here, the whole thing. Okay, I'm going to try to let it focus. Yeah, the 2 loops. Okay, so do the same thing, go through, yarn over, pull it. Alright, pull it out of the loop. You may have to struggle a little bit. Alright, pull it out. Okay, so once again you will have 2 hooks on your 2 loops on your hook. 2 loops on your hook. Okay, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so this is 1 stitch. Alright, so at this stage, alright, your stitch marker will come in very handy. Okay, because as you can see, alright, this is the first stitch of the new round. Okay, but it is easy to get lost. Okay, if you don't count the, don't count the stitches, and after multiple rounds, right, you will actually get lost. Okay, so at this point, alright, you might want to just hold your hook and your yarn together in one single hand. Okay, use your free hand, go take your stitch marker and go through the first stitch. Okay, so close it up so that it doesn't get lost. Okay, like that. Okay, you'll be able to keep track. So this is the first stitch of your second round. Okay, first stitch of your second round. So in the second round, we will need to start what we call increasing. Okay, because as you can see from here, this is 6 rounds. Okay, but it starts increasing. Okay, so the second round is actually 12 stitches. So in each of the stitch, right, we will need to make 2. Okay, we need to make 2 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Okay, so this will be the first stitch that we made just now. So using your hook to go back into the same stitch, alright, of your first round. Okay, we go in, yarn over, pull through. Alright, again 2 loops on your hook. Okay, yarn over and pull through again. Okay, pull through again. So now you can see, okay, this is my first stitch, this is the second stitch of my second round. Okay, so we have 5 more to go, right? And in each of these 5 single crochets in your first round, we will put 2 single crochets. So this is called an increase. Okay, so this will be my third, my fourth, in the same loop. Okay, in the next stitch, 5, 6. Okay, in the next stitch again, 7, 8, in the next stitch, 9. Okay, 9, 10, and in the last stitch here, 11. All right, 11. Okay, 12. All right. Okay, so this will be my second round. Okay, now in the process, okay, when you are actually trying to pull out your hook, you may actually entangle some of the yarn from the previous round. Okay, so it may make it more difficult to come out. So if that happens, all right, don't need to panic. Just slow down. Okay, check the area, okay, that you are having difficulty with. Okay, so for example, if I were to undo this, all right, just to undo the one hook, okay, to let you see. Okay, it is possible because as you're going in, all right, sometimes we may accidentally, pull through like an older another part of the yarn. Okay, so if there is no error or we didn't accidentally pull through anything, okay, when you pull through the yarn, okay, when you yarn over and you pull through, it should be quite smooth, like this. All right, it should be quite smooth. Okay, so like that. All right, it should be quite smooth. Okay, okay, so that will be the end of our second round. All right, first round 6 stitches, second round 12 stitches. Okay, all the time we have this stitch marker so we don't lose track. Next, in the third round, we're gonna do 1 single crochet and 1 increase in the next stitch. So what you do is to take out your stitch marker, put 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, so once you've done your first stitch, again put back your stitch marker so that you can keep track. Alright, hook it up so it doesn't fall out. Okay, so then in the next stitch, in the second stitch, okay, we're gonna do 2 single crochets in this stitch. Second, third. Okay, now you have 1, 2, 3 single crochet. Alright, so it's 1 single crochet in one stitch, the first stitch, and in the second stitch we do 2 single crochets. So these are 3 stitches and the rest of the round will be in these multiples of 3, giving you 18 stitches in total. Okay, so the next one, this will be the 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Okay, go to the next stitch. And then we have 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Okay, so that is the second 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so always count in multiples of the pattern. Alright, so for example, this was the first round, so that's 6. Okay, the second one was 12. Okay, so that was in multiples of 2, and then the third round will be multiples of 3. Okay, so the next 1 single crochet, and then the next stitch, right, you will have 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Alright, let's continue. Okay, remember, yarn over, you pull through, 2 loops on the hook, pull through, that's 1 single crochet, and then in the next stitch we do 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Okay, so we will continue, okay, until the round is completed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Right, and that is my third round. Okay, so along the way you may notice some holes, alright, something like this. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, when you see a little hole here. Okay, actually you don't have to worry too much. Okay, but if there are too many holes, you might want to see whether you can adjust what we call the tension over here. Okay, that means the hand that's holding a yarn. Alright, it could be because you're holding it too loose, alright, or you're holding it too tight. Yeah, so we adjust it a little, and this will have to, go through some experimentation on your own, alright, and to try to avoid having too many of these holes. Okay, so this will be the completion of the third round. Okay, next we move on to the fourth round. Okay, fourth round, that means it will be another increase of 6 stitches. So now, earlier on it was multiples of 3, so now it will be multiples of 4, giving us 24 stitches in total. Okay, so first stitch of your fourth round. Once again, go close it up. Alright, close it up. Okay, the second stitch in the next stitch. Alright, okay, so we did one. Okay, go to your second stitch. That will be the second stitch. And then we go to the next stitch, right, which is the third stitch in this round. And we're going to place 2 single crochets in this stitch. Okay, so 3, and then back to the same stitch over here, this one. Alright, and that would be 4. Okay, 4. So as you can see, if I turn this to the side, right, the one with your stitch marker is the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Count the little V's. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this will be in multiples of 4, right, going around, and then it will give you 24 stitches in total. Okay, so it's single crochet followed by one increase, right, which is 2 single crochets in one stitch. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now of course as you pull the yarn and you make it into many rounds like that, okay, you will notice that this yarn is trying to come out from the ball, okay, the rest of the ball, right? So it may be a little tight, just give it a little tug, okay, so to make the rest of the yarn come out. Okay, and as you can see, we can still keep the shape of the ball here so it wouldn't roll all over the place. Okay, so let's continue. 1, 2, now if you were of course crocheting a little tightly, okay, you may find your work starting to turn a little bit upwards like this, okay, like a little bow, alright, when of course it's supposed to be straightened out. Okay, so not to worry, alright, because anyway we're going to make this into this round anyway. Okay, so just adjust it a little bit as we go along. Okay, and okay, for now, right, what some people also tend to do is that they will end up with the wrong side, that means something like this. Okay, so to differentiate the right side and the wrong side, okay, what do you mean by wrong side? Because if you notice the other side, it kind of looks a bit how to say lumpy, alright, in a way, okay, because there are so many you know, lumps over here compared to the so-called right side, okay, where actually the stitches are a bit neater. Down here it's a bit bumpy. Okay, so how to make sure that you are always at the correct side, okay, is to look back at your this little tail earlier, okay, when you use this to close the loop of your magic circle. Okay, so this tail, okay, should be inside. Alright, inside. Okay, so this tail should be facing away from you at all times, okay, so that you will know, okay, that the opposite side, okay, which is this side, okay, is actually the correct side. Okay, so let's continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, of course, as you pull it, right, you will notice that this part, okay, this is where you can control how much yarn you want to pull. Okay, so along the way, okay, you will loosen this a little bit and tighten, yeah, so that you can get your yarn into your hook. Okay. 2, 2, 3, okay, so that is the end of our 4th round. Okay, so moving on to the 5th round. Okay. In the 5th round, okay, we will be making in multiples of 5. Right, so we are looking at 1. I just did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, alright, going around 6 times, okay, you will give us 30 stitches in total. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's turn to the side and check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, let's continue. Okay, so as I mentioned, okay, this will start to curl up, right? But don't worry, okay, just adjust it a little bit and smooth it out. And that is the end of our fifth row. Okay, so along the way, okay, as you do your increases in rounds, right, you may notice that it starts to get a little bit like a hexagonal kind of shape. Okay, this one is a little bit like a hexagon because it's a bit sharp here. Alright, but it's okay, right? Don't have to worry as well, okay, because at the end, when we start to stuff it and shape it, right, you will be able to achieve a rounded shape like this. Okay, so this is the end of round 5. Okay, so from round 6, okay, round 6 to 9, we're actually going to place 1 single crochet in each of the stitches. Alright, 4 rounds, okay, from round 6 to 9, and that will help to actually kind of like make this go down. Right, this part is going down, okay, so that it doesn't increase anymore, okay, but rather it kind of goes down, so it can give us that really nice bow shape. Okay, so 1 single crochet in each of the stitch. Alright, from 4 rounds from 6 to 9. So count your rounds, okay, so this is round 6. Okay, so how to count your rounds? Okay, you go to the project that you already have. Okay, now each of these is 1 round. So how to count? Okay, so this will be the first round. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we just made 5 rounds. So this is the start of our 6th round. So therefore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. Alright, so this will be our 6th round. So 1 single crochet all around. Okay, we don't have to do any increase anymore. Alright, so just happily go on and put 1, okay, 1 single crochet in each of the stitch. Alright, you may speed up the video if you want to, okay, or you may pause it so that you can do it on your own, and then when you're ready, okay, and then we will meet. Okay, we can go to the beginning of the 7th round. Okay, or if you like, just do along. Okay, you need to do it a little bit slower, just adjust the video speed, okay, according to your comfort level. Right, so 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, again, go in, yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over again, and pull through. Okay, I hope you get the hang of it, okay, by around this time. Okay, it's a pretty straightforward stitch. Okay, and of course, again, as you can see, it is curling up again, but don't worry. Alright, like I said, don't worry, okay, because we will adjust it later on. Okay, so this is the end of round 6. Beginning of round 7. Okay, this is the end of round 7. Okay, so as you can see, okay, it starts to curl up, right? Because my stitches are also quite tight. So when it starts to curl up, it's easy to get mistaken, alright, that this is the outside and this is the inside. Okay, but actually it's not, alright, because remember the tail here, alright, the tail here should always be on the inside. Okay, so when that happens, okay, like I said, don't worry, just adjust, push it a little bit so that it's now, turning towards the other side. Okay, so this is the end of round 7. This would be the beginning of round 8. Along the way, if let's say there was any mistake, for example, you missed a stitch, okay, or you increased too much, or you forgot about it and then you went to increase it instead of putting a single crochet. Okay, the good thing about crocheting is that mistakes are very forgivable. Alright, so perhaps let's say if, for example, if I skip a stitch, okay, so what you just do, okay, is to just take out your hook, okay, and just pull. Okay, so mistakes are very forgivable for crochet. Alright, so just pull until the area that, where the mistake was made, and then we just continue. Okay, continue from there. Okay, so this is round 8, and as mentioned, okay, we're just gonna put a single crochet into each of the stitch. Okay, and sort of make it curl up into a little bow. Okay, so we will not be increasing anymore, okay, but rather, okay, it starts to go down. Okay, as you can see from the shape of each of these little guys here, yeah, they will start to go down. Okay, another piece of advice for you, okay, is that when you're crocheting, alright, do find a comfortable sitting position or a sitting posture. Okay, try to lean your back, okay, against the back of a sofa or an armchair, alright, or your computer chair. Okay, because when you're doing repeated stitches like this, okay, and if let's say you're leaning forward or your neck or your shoulders are unsupported, okay, it is actually very easy to get cramped. Alright, your neck can start to stiffen up, okay, your shoulders can start to cramp up. Alright, so do make sure that you have very good back support, okay, while you are doing, this crocheting. Okay, and that is the end of our 8th round. So just to check, okay, you can count the rounds. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, end of our 8 rounds. So one more round, okay, of these single crochets. Okay, and then in the 10th round, okay, we will start to make the fin and the tail. Alright, so 9th round. Okay, 9th round. Okay, there is a few new stitches over here. Okay, so in the first stitch, okay, of the 10th round, this one, okay, what I'm gonna do, okay, is to start doing the tail here, right? The tail of the wing, as you can see. Okay, so it looks a little bit like this. Yeah, a little cute little tail that pops out. Okay, something like this. Okay, so how to do, all right, is that in the first stitch, okay, in the first stitch of your 10th round, okay, we're going to do what we call slip stitch on the front loop only. All right, so first stitch, okay, as you can see, there are two loops. The front loop, this is the front loop, this is the back loop. Okay, the front loop, this is the back loop. So just on the front loop, all right, I'm going to go in, okay, so that my hook appears in the halfway mark. Okay, front loop, back loop. So this is the front loop only. All right, so go in, okay, yarn over, and we're going to do what we call a slip stitch. So how to do a slip stitch? We yarn over, you pull the yarn out from your the loop, okay, and then now you have two loops on your hook, right? So the second loop, which is the one nearest to your hook, you pull it some more, and you pull through the loop. Okay, so that is called a slip stitch. Alright, slip stitch. So let's see one more time. Okay, let me take this out. Okay, let's do it one more time. Okay, so front loop, back loop. Okay, this V here, right? Front loop, back loop. So we go through the front loop only. Front loop only. Yarn over. Pull through, and pull again. Okay, so this is called slip stitch. Okay, so with this, right, with the slip stitch, what you're gonna do, okay, is to chain 4. All right, so you chain 4 times. So what do you mean by chain? Okay, instead of going through any of these loops, okay, what we're gonna do is to make chains of the yarn over here. Okay, so what to do? Okay, don't need to go through anything. Just take the yarn over your hook, pull through, and this is one chain. Take the yarn, go over, pull through, 1, 2 chains, third chain, fourth chain. Okay, so it will be like a little extension, because remember you need to make our tail. Okay, so a little extension, 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. Okay, so 4 chains. Okay, so at the second chain from the hook, so this is my first chain from my hook. At the second chain, I'm going to do what we call a half double crochet. Okay, half double crochet. So how to do a half double crochet? Okay, we will take this yarn, okay, this hook here, yarn over. All right, yarn over. Okay, and we will use this yarn. All right, we will now use the hook to go through the second chain. Okay, I'll show again. All right, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 chains. So I'm going to do a half double crochet on this second chain. Okay, so what you do, okay, is to yarn over, go to your second chain, you go in. All right, you go in, and then you do another yarn over, and you pull through the chain. Okay, so now what you will see is that you will actually see 3 loops on your hook, which is 1, 2, okay, 3. Okay, let me bring this up. Okay, so you should have 3 loops on your hook, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so to do a half double crochet, what you need to do is to yarn over again, and then you pull through all 3. Oops, see? Now sometimes we make mistake. Alright, sometimes accidents happen. So if that happens, again, don't panic, huh? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so try to undo, okay, and go back to where we had our 4 chains again. All right, go back to where we had our 4 chains. Okay, patience, don't worry. So we had 1, 2, 3 chains. All right, I only have 3 chains here, so I need to make 1 more chain. Okay, and now I have my 4th chain. Okay, is that 4 chains? Let me see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I have too much chains here. Okay, so if you are frustrated, just pull it out a little bit more and redo the whole thing. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it a little bit, right, to where we kind of started from. Okay, so I have 1 chain here, 2 chains here. Okay, so I make 3 and 4. Okay, so I'm back to my 4 chains now. Okay, so half double crochet in the 2nd chain from the hook. All right, so yarn over. Okay, go into my 2nd hook, 2nd loop, 2nd chain, yarn over again, pull through. Now I have 1, 2, 3 chains. Sorry, 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over again, and then I will now be able to pull through all 3. Like that. Okay, so this takes a little bit of patience, all right, and some skill. Okay, do it slowly so that you don't entangle any parts, okay, of the yarn, all right, so that you can pull it out smoothly like this. Okay, so this will be my half double crochet in the 2nd stitch, in the 2nd chain. Okay, so I'm going to do another half double crochet on the 3rd chain, this one. All right, so yarn over. Go into the 3rd chain now. Okay, yarn over again, pull through. Now I have 3 chains again, 3 loops, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Okay, so it kind of looks like a little extension, okay, with that bit of a tail. This is one side of the tail. Okay, so to close up this tail, okay, go back to the first stitch that you made earlier with your front loop. Okay, and then we do another slip stitch to close it. Okay, so go into the front loop again, yarn over, okay, pull through, and this time, okay, hold it and adjust it such that you can pull through the stitch. Okay, and this is 1/2 of the tail. Okay, this is 1/2 of the tail. Alright, this is 1/2 of the tail. Okay, so to make the second half of the tail, okay, again is to extend it. So we have our chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, and chain 4. Okay, we have 4 chains again. So again, in the 2nd and the 3rd chain, we will do the half double crochet, half double crochet. Right. Okay, yarn over, go into your 2nd chain, yarn over again, you pull through. Okay, so you have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and then slowly pull through all 3. Alright, yarn over again, go into the 3rd chain, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and adjust and wiggle a little bit, right, so that you can get it out all 3. Oops, yeah, mistakes again. Okay, so mistake again. Alright, so just redo, don't worry. Yarn over, go through, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, and pull through all 3. Okay, so now we have our second little tail. Alright, so after we finish the yarn, the half double crochet, okay, so go back to this part here where you did the first one. Go back, and now we will, okay, use your thumb and your middle finger to adjust. Hold the project, okay, until you can go through the loop. Okay, and this is our little tail. Alright, it may not look like much, okay, now, okay, but just leave it as it is now. Okay, so we will come back to this and adjust the tail later on. So this is our little tail, right, of your whale. Okay, so to continue, Alright, we will be making 9 single crochets in the next 9 stitches. Alright, so if it's easier for you, right, you might want to put back your stitch marker later. Right, so 1. Okay, go back to the single crochet. Okay, single crochet means you push into the stitch, yarn over, pull through. Okay, now I have 2 loops on the hook and yarn over again and pull through the 2. Okay, so this is my 1 single crochet. So I need 9 of these, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, I should have 9. Alright, so to count again, alright, so the tail, alright, after the tail, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, 9. Very good. Okay, so in the next stitch, we're going to make our first fin. Alright, our first fin. So what to do, okay, is that in the next stitch, right, in the next stitch, okay, we will do a slip stitch again. So slip stitch means that you are going in, okay, and yarn over and pull it out. Right, so now you have 2 loops on the hook. Okay, so you pull through the second loop. Okay, you use this and pull some more and close it up. Okay, that is a slip stitch. Okay, so in this slip stitch, right, we will be making 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4. So how to make the fin? Okay, as you can see, there are 4 chains again. So in the second stitch from the hook, which is over here, this one, right, I'm going to put 3 half double crochets in this thing. Okay, I'm going to put 3 half double crochets in this. So remember, half double crochet is yarn over. Right, go to your second chain, put inside. Okay, start this in, yarn over again, we pull, right, we pull such that you have now 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again, right, and a little wiggle and a little maneuver, wiggle slowly, right, and then go through. So this will be your first half double crochet. So 2 more of these. Okay, now it is in the same chain. Alright, after you do the first half double crochet, you'll see that there is actually quite a large space here. So continue. Okay, so we go twist like that, yarn over, go through the same chain. Okay, yarn over again, and then yarn over to pull 2, 3. Okay, the last half double crochet, yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook. Okay, go in, yarn over again, and then you pull through Alright, so with the 3 half double crochets, okay, now we need to close this fin. Okay, so you go back to the place where you did your slip stitch earlier, the same one. Okay, same one, and then we will do slip stitch again. Okay, slip stitch. So this time round, okay, just use the hook to go through both loops, pull it up, and close it up. Alright, so earlier on we had a big hole, right? But actually, you notice, right, it's not that bad. Alright, this little fin here, okay, it's not that bad, so it's okay. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, so that is the first fin. Alright, so I'm gonna do the next 9 stitches, a single crochet in the next 9 stitches, and then we will do our second fin, something like it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 9. Okay, so in the next stitch, we're gonna do our next fin. Right, so go in through the front front loop. Okay, front loop of the next stitch. Go in, yarn over, you pull through, and then we pull through again. Okay, this will be our slip stitch. And with the slip stitch, okay, you're gonna make 4 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and in the second chain from the hook, okay, we will make the 3 half double crochet. So half double crochet again, yarn over. Right, you go into the chain. Okay, push it up, yarn over again, you pull through, 3 loops on the hook, and then pull through. Okay, yarn over and pull through all 3. So this is the first half double crochet. Okay, your second half double crochet, and then pull through all 3. Okay, and then the third half double crochet, all in the same chain, right? So that it gives that little puffy fin that you see. So we have 3 half double crochets here. Alright, so I'm just gonna slip stitch back on the same stitch here that you saw. Okay, so push it in, pull it, yarn over, pull it, and then you can turn it a little bit, right, so that you can hold your fin in the middle with your middle and your thumb. Okay, and your middle finger and your thumb, and then just pull through. Okay, so that is our second fin. Alright, looking good. Okay, so we will just finish up the rest of the stitches, okay, before we change color and insert the eyes. Okay, so the next one, okay, I'm just gonna have another 9 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so in the 9th stitch, I'm gonna do this transition between finishing up the stitch in blue, and then I'm gonna change color to white. Alright, so what to do, okay, is that in your 9th stitch, okay, when you put your hook through the stitch, okay, and then you yarn over and you pull it up. Okay, don't finish the stitch here, right, but rather, okay, as you can see, you got 2 loops here. So normally we would go over again and finish it. Right, that will be the end of the 9th stitch. But now I want to change color. Alright, so to change color, you go to 8 stitch and a half. So this is my half stitch, right? So 8 and a half. Okay, so with your 2 loops on the hook right now, okay, we will leave this as it is first. Okay, let go. Alright, but don't let go of, don't make sure that your hook doesn't come out. Alright, just let go of the project. Go and take a new color. Okay, so again, try to pull it, okay, such that the color comes, the yarn comes out easily. Okay, because there will obviously be 2 ends of the ball. Right, the other end is this part. Okay, but if I pull this part, okay, I will have to take away the paper here, and then everything will just roll out. Okay, so try to find an opening, okay, where it allows you to, remove this easily. Right, so this helps me to do that. Okay, and therefore, okay, this will be my white color. Okay, so pull it out a bit. Okay, and just like how you hold the yarn normally. Okay, your hand, your palm, you go through. Right, and then, okay, so you hold it. Okay, and then twist it such that it goes through, and you have enough room, enough tail, okay, for you to hold. Okay, so middle finger and thumb come in and close it up again. Right, so again, go through your little finger, twist it, okay, come under your middle finger and above your index finger, go up, and then you close, you turn it back, and then close it. Okay, hold this. Right, leave enough tail here because later on I'm going to cut the rest of the blue yarn and tie a knot. Okay, so hold it, okay, and go back to your project. Alright, go back to your project. Okay, put the white color underneath, okay, and hold it. Okay, hold it. So your fingers, your middle finger and your thumb, okay, should be holding the entire project together with the white color. So with the 8 and a half, the half stitch that you made earlier, okay, go to your white color. Now you yarn over the white color, and then you finish your 9th stitch. Okay, finish your 9th stitch. Alright, so at this point, okay, again, put down your project. Okay, because we're not going to use blue color anymore, right? So the rest of the veil will be done in white color. So with the blue color yarn, okay, the one that actually goes onto that little ball. Alright, so we're gonna leave some room here. Okay, and we're gonna cut this. Okay, so take your scissors, cut this. Alright, and still with the hook in the white color loop. Okay, don't lose it. Okay, so with the white color yarn, okay, that we used to hold earlier, and this blue color yarn that I just cut, right, I'm just gonna tie a knot. Okay, tie a knot. Alright, tie a knot so that later on when you do your color change and you're working with your white color yarn, okay, the yarn doesn't run around. Okay, so after you tie the knot, right, you should be able to see here now. Okay, so I don't need the blue anymore. Alright, so I'm just going to put the blue aside, and we will work the rest, okay, with the white yarn. Okay, so now you should have a few tails hanging out. Alright, so as you can see, right, this tail will go inside the bowl. Okay, some people would refer to this and try to remember this easily as noodle in the bowl. Right, noodle will always go into the bowl. So noodle in the bowl. Okay, use your white yarn. Okay, now in the next round, okay, which is the 11th round, okay, we are going to start to decrease. So earlier on, okay, we did an increase like that. Okay, now we're gonna start to decrease. Okay, so that your little guy, okay, can start to have smaller and smaller rounds. Okay, so how to decrease? Right, we're gonna put 3 single crochets. Okay, we'll do 3 single crochets and then we'll decrease in the next stitch. Okay, so this was the 9th stitch, okay, of the 10th round. Okay, so now, okay, I'm gonna do the 11th round. Okay, we will do the 11th round and start with white color. So how to do the 11th round? Now we see a tail here in our way, right? So you cannot be doing the 11th round here. Okay, otherwise, okay, you will have your tail that is inside the wheel. Okay, so what's the point of having a tail inside? Okay, so do make sure that your tail comes out towards you. Alright, your tail comes out towards you. Okay, so just turn the project a little bit so that the bottom of the wheel is facing you. Okay, and you will see that here, this will be your first stitch. This one. Okay, remember, because just now we only did it in the front loop. Right, we did our tail in the front loop. Okay, which is why we left this space here. This one. This space here. Okay, so let's see whether I can give you a closer look. Okay, this part, right? We left this space here. Okay, so this is actually our first. Again, and this will be your second stitch. Okay, so the third one will be easier because the tail is getting further away. So this will be your third stitch. Okay, and to do a decrease, okay, it means that we will turn the next 2 stitches into 1. Right, into 1. Okay, so what to do? Alright, is what we call an invisible decrease. Okay, so in the front loops only, okay, of the next 2 stitches, these are the next 2 stitches. So what you want to do is to take your hook and go through the front loop only. Okay, but before yarning over, okay, you will take the same hook and then go through the front loop of the next stitch. Okay, I show you again. Alright, you have 2 stitches over here. So I'm going to turn these 2 into 1 stitch. Okay, so go in through the front loop. Go in again through the front loop of the next stitch. Okay, like that. Okay, then I'm going to have yarn over with the white color. Pull through the 2 blue color stitches. Okay, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through. So this is what we call a decrease. Alright, so it will be now in multiples of 4 because we just did 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so in the next stitch, because we just pulled through these 2 stitches, okay, so the next stitch we will do 1, 2, 3, and then a decrease of these 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, right, and then a decrease, right, so 2 front loops, okay, again 1 here, and then go in through the next one, okay, yarn over, pull through, right, yarn over and pull through. Okay, so now we come to our first fin, our little fin that we just made. Okay, so just like the tail, okay, make sure that this fin is facing you and it's nearer to you. Okay, so go in. Alright, go in through the next stitch, which is where is it? Okay, let's try to find it. Alright, let's try to find it. Okay, it is somewhere here, this one. Right, so I'm just gonna go through. Okay, go through, pull through. And this will be 1. Okay, the second one would be here. Second one would be this one. Okay, just beside your fin. Right, which is here, this one. Okay, second. Third. And then the invisible decrease. Okay, front loop, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. And then I have 2 white color on my hook, yarn over and pull through these 2. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so our last fin. Okay, make sure the fin is facing you. The fin is also turning outwards. Okay, sometimes you might want to cap it like that so it's easier. Right, so here it is. Okay, 1. And second one. 2, 3, 4. The fourth one is a decrease. Remember, our fourth one is a decrease. And then 1, 2, 3, and then the last 2, these 2. Alright, the last 1, 2, and this will be the end of the 11th round. Alright, the 11th round. Okay, so the 12th round, right, we'll be doing 2 single crochets followed by a decrease. Okay, so the rounds will get the number of stitches in the next round will get lesser and lesser, alright, and lesser, okay, until we are able to close it. Okay, so in the next round, the 12th round, I'm just going to put the first stitch here first, okay, so that I can remember that it is the first stitch of my next round. Okay, so I'm just going to close it up first, and what you want to do next, okay, before you forget, is to try to put in the eyes. Okay, so leave some space. Right, you can pull it, okay, such that you know it's we can come back to this later. Okay, so close it first. Alright, so now we're gonna put the eyes. Okay, to put in the eyes, alright, simply locate the position that you want. So this is your tail. Okay, shake this closer to you, and this will be your fin. Alright, and the eyes should be somewhere along here. So the eyes, okay, would be on the between the 8th and the 9th round. Alright, so how to count the rounds? Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, we have 10 rounds of blue color. So this is 9, this is 8. Okay, so your eyes will be somewhere in between the 8th and the 9th round. Okay, 8th and the 9th round. So go take your safety eyes. Okay, your safety eyes. Okay, these two things, they would be your safety eyes. Alright, why safety eyes? And this is 6 mm in diameter. So why safety eyes? Okay, because you actually see this little catch. Alright, this little plastic thing, okay, that will actually secure the eyes. Alright, so that you don't need to glue them, because in the event that, you know, young children or children with special needs, right, they might bite it. They might bite this, and they might accidentally bite this out and ingest it. Alright, so to prevent this and try to reduce accidents among kids, okay, so you take eyes. Okay, and earlier on, as you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so somewhere in between. Okay, you might want to space it such that the eyes are relatively symmetrical along the two sides. Okay, so one guideline that I like is to use the fin, and to use this fin as a gauge. Okay, so it's about two stitches. Okay, from the fin. Okay, 1, 2, and over here, and then your next eye, 1, 2, right, somewhere. Okay, 1, 2, and somewhere above. Okay, so of course, if you think that this is too narrow, alright, this is too narrow, a bit like you might want to just shift it, okay, until you feel that the position of the eyes is more comfortable to your liking. Okay, so I can shift it out 1. Okay, so now it looks a bit better. Alright, more symmetrical, it's a little bit better. Yeah. Okay, so if you're happy with your look, okay, with the look of the eyes of your whale, okay, now our whale is half done. Okay, so just lock it in, right, and put in the plastic backing. Okay, so put it in. You might have to use your nails a little bit, okay, and just to push it down. Right, push it down. Okay, you'll be able to feel the groove. Okay, over here. Yeah, there's a groove here. Alright, so push it down, okay, until it is secure. Okay, like this. Okay, do the same thing for the next. Okay, put on the plastic backing, and then you push it down. Right. So you push it down, okay, it will move along the groove. Okay, and then you will feel that. It will start to get tighter, okay, and secure. Okay, just make sure that it is secure before we start stuffing. Yeah. Okay, once you're happy with it, alright, let's continue with the decreasing before we start stuffing. Okay, so this will be, so next, okay, this will be round 12, okay, where we will put 2 single crochets, okay, followed by a decrease. So earlier on, okay, this was the thing that we did. So we put the hook back in, okay, and then we pull until we get, okay, this stitch here, and then we can continue. Alright, so this will be the first stitch of the 12th round, as we made earlier, okay, in order to secure this stitch marker so that we don't lose track. Alright, so this will be the first stitch, this will be the second one. Okay, and in the next stitch, okay, we will do a decrease, so the third and the fourth stitch here. Right, do our invisible decrease again, so we go into the front loop. Okay, go into the front loop of the next stitch. Okay, and then do your yarn over, pull through two, pull through, right, and then you have two loops, and then yarn over, and you pull through. Okay, so now it will be 1, 2, and 1 decrease. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so next stitch. Right, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 3. Alright, along the way, your yarn may start fraying. Okay, after all, this yarn here is actually 5 ply milk cotton, 5 ply. So what 5 ply means actually is that you see in each strand, right? There's actually 5 little, strands that make up this one big one. Okay, so along the way it may fray, alright, and when that happens, okay, try to gather all your yarn again, and when you go through the loop like this, right, make sure that it goes through as a whole, okay, and it's not like stuck in between. Okay, so we just made 1, 2, and decrease, and then we continue with the 1. Two, decrease, okay, decrease, next 1, 2, okay, and decrease, and 1, 2, decrease. Okay, once again the noodles will go inside the bowl. So now your blue noodles will go inside the bowl. Alright, so this will be our next set. 1, 2, and the last 2. So this will be half front loop, yarn over, pull, yarn over again, pull through. Alright, so that's the end of round 12. Okay, round 12. Okay, now before this goes any further, and before the hole gets very even smaller, okay, so I'm going to start stuffing. Alright, we're going to start stuffing. Okay, so at this point, right, do take out your stuffing over here. Take out your stuffing, and take out a good amount. Let's start putting it in. Stuffing. Okay, each pack should be able to stuff about maybe 3 to 4. while you're stuffing, try to shape it a little bit as well, okay, so that it is quite rounded. Alright, so it's quite rounded. Okay, so give it a little squeeze to see whether you are okay with, you know, this what do we call, squishiness. Okay, the squishiness of your wheel. Okay, if you like it to be a little more stuffing, okay, just put a little bit more. Okay, but don't overstuff, right? Otherwise your wheel will look too round. Okay, so yeah, so this should be good. Quite a good amount of stuffing. Let's just put it back in. Okay, now we're gonna continue our decrease. Okay, we can stuff as we go along. Alright, so if you feel that this is a bit much, or maybe okay, next one, put 1 single crochet, one decrease, okay, and then 1 single crochet, and 1 decrease. Alright, so now, okay, this will be 12 stitches overall. Okay, 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. Okay, so right now, okay, you can stuff that little bit more, so that we wanted earlier. Okay, so stuff it. Stuff it, make it cute and bouncy. Right, cute and bouncy. You can stuff a little bit more if you want to. Okay, let me see, a bit more. Yeah, I think I have a bit more. Okay, so that is okay. So once you're happy, right, with the squishiness of your wheel, okay, so what I'm gonna do now, okay, is to close up. Alright, close up this little guy. Okay, so to close up this little guy, okay, so we will have finished just decreasing the last stitch. Right, so pull it. Okay, pull it such that you have some room. Okay. And we have quite a long tail here. Alright, so what we're gonna do is to cut it off. Okay, now if you have a needle with you, right, a yarn needle with you, okay, or rather maybe a needle with a rather large, eye, yeah, hopefully you can see the eye. Okay, so what you can do is to use this needle and go through, okay, put the yarn through. And essentially what we're going to do now is to try to close up, okay, this hole. So what to do, okay, is to take your needle and you go through the front loop of each of these, just the front loop. Okay, so the front loop, this one. Okay, the next front loop, second one. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so going through the front loops of the 12 stitches, so what you can do now, okay, is to hold the end here and give it a tug. So once you pull it, okay, it will actually start to close. And hold, see, you start to close up. Okay, so make sure all your stuffing is in, right, and the holes there shouldn't be any stuffing coming out of the wheel, right, if it is tight enough. Okay, so you pull it all the way and you'll be able to close it. Alright, so once you close it, okay, so we can start to hide some of the yarn here. Okay, so let me just close it a bit more. Okay, we'll start to hide it here. Okay, if you're not sure how to hide the yarn, don't worry, right? You can ask me, I will do it for you. And of course, if you don't have the needle, no, don't have this needle, right? So just let me know, okay, and I can close it for you. Okay, so just a few here. And if you want to, okay, you can even do a knot, right, so that it is more secure. So what I like to do is, out of the 5 strands, okay, I like to now split it. Okay, split it, right, such that I have kind of like a space, or like some thread for me to like tie, you know, tie the thing. If this is in the way, let's just cut it. So now you have 5 strands. Remember, you have 5 strands, right? So now you can take 3 on one side, 2 on the other side. Okay, just split the yarn a bit, okay, and make it tie like a little knot, okay, to secure it. Okay, make it you know, tighter, and to make sure that the yarn will not come out at all. Okay, so put your yarn back, okay, into the needle. Right, if you have your needle, put your yarn back. Okay, just do one final hiding. Okay, and fill out it. Okay, so it's quite secure. So the remaining yarn, we'll cut it as close to the project as possible. And the rest, let's just squeeze it in. Okay, and our wheel is done. Right, the fin, the arms. Okay, and most importantly, our little tail. Okay, simple. Yep. Okay, so that is our no sew, crochet wheel. Okay, so as you can see, there wasn't any sewing at all. We didn't need to attach any of this fin, tail. Okay, everything was made on the go. Yeah, and with that, okay, all I need to do is to attach my little keychain, and my project will be complete. Okay. So the keychain will attach it separately, alright, or if not, okay, if you want to, when you are beginning the project, okay, you can actually slip your keychain in, okay, with the yarn together, and then when you start the first round of 6, right, your keychain will already be here. Okay, but that is a little bit tricky, so it might be more manageable to just do the wheel first. Okay, and then we attach the keychain separately. Okay, so that is about it. Right, so do replay this video if you need to, and of course vary the speed, okay, according to your comfort level. And we hope that you'll be able to make at least 1 or 2, okay, of these little guys. Alright, so that's all. Okay, enjoy. Bye bye.